If my father wanted to insult me, he couldn't have found a more perfect way. A political marriage to seal a treaty, with a creature from some backwater death world. And there he is now, my husband, Kalen, looking as fragile as a dried leaf. I've studied his species, these humans. They're soft. No natural armor, no claws, nothing that suggests any real strength. He spends his days reading from flimsy paper books or fussing over a sad little plant he brought from his world. My people, the Valkor, are forged in the fires of honor and combat. We are warriors. He just seems breakable. It's a daily battle to hide my contempt. But today, that's the least of my worries. The alarms are screaming. The whole ship just shuddered violently from bow to stern. We're being boarded. Instantly, my personal guard, 4 of my best legionnaires, snap into a protective circle around me, their energy pikes humming to life. Their stances are perfect, their obsidian armor gleaming in the flickering emergency lights. I rest a hand on the Homet steel dagger at my hip. It's ceremonial, yes, but it's still a weapon. This whole marriage was a humiliation. A cold, sterile ceremony full of diplomats talking about unity while their eyes screamed suspicion. I was a sacrifice for peace, and I was starting to think peace wasn't worth my honor. For weeks, we've been stuck together on this diplomatic cruiser, this supposed symbol of our new alliance. Throughout it all, Kalen has been nothing but polite. He's quiet, unassuming, and offers these soft smiles that never quite reach his eyes. He talks about his homeworld, Earth, with a strange mix of fondness and melancholy, stories of vast oceans, violent storms, and seasons that swing from scorching heat to deadly cold. A death world. That's what my tutors called it. A planet where everything, from the microbes to the weather, is locked in a constant, brutal struggle to survive. I look at him, this gentle man, and I just can't connect him to his origins. How could a world so savage produce something so soft? He doesn't fit. He's the weak link. My guard captain Vorlag turns his helmeted head toward me. Princess Zilia, stay behind us. We'll handle this scum. I nod, my eyes fixed on the corridor as the ship's internal blast doors groan under duress. Through the smoke, figures emerge. Cathar pirates, a scavenger race known for their brutality and complete lack of mercy. They're hulking brutes armed with crude kinetic rifles and serrated blades, and at least a dozen are pouring into the main stateroom. I glance at Kalen. He's still standing near the viewport, his expression unreadable, his posture completely relaxed. He actually looks calm. It's the placid stillness of a prey animal that has accepted its fate. My contempt hardens into a bitter certainty. He's going to be the first to die. The pirates don't waste time on words. They just open fire. My guard's energy pikes sizzle, deflecting the first volley of bullets as the air crackles. Vorlag roars a challenge and lunges, his pike gutting the lead pirate. For one glorious second, Valkor might prevails. But there are too many of them. A heavy slug punches clean through one of my guard's armor, and he goes down with a wet gurgle. Another is swarmed, dragged down by 3 Cathar who tear into him with savage joy. Cold, sharp panic begins to creep in. Vorlag is a master, but he can't fight them all. We're about to be overwhelmed. I draw my dagger, its fine edge a small comfort. They won't take me alive, and that's when Kalen moves. He doesn't shout or roar. He just pushes off the wall and says to me, his voice still impossibly quiet, "Zelia, get behind me." Before I can even process the order, he steps between me and the fight. The motion is so fluid, so economical, it's almost unnoticeable. A pirate, seeing a new soft target, flashes a bloody grin and charges, swinging a heavy iron club. I flinch, bracing for the sickening crunch of bone. Instead, I hear a sharp crack, a wet snap, and a choked gasp. I open my eyes. The pirate is on the floor, his arm bent at an angle it was never meant to have. Kalen is holding his club. The human's face is no longer soft. It's a mask of cold, absolute focus. His eyes, the ones I'd thought were placid, are now burning with a terrifying fire. He's no longer prey. He is a predator. The man I wrote off as a fragile diplomat just snapped a pirate's arm with his bare hands and took his weapon. And from the look in his eyes, he was just getting warmed up. If you're enjoying this story and want more tales where humanity proves it's not to be messed with, do us a favor and subscribe. Now, let's see what a Death Worlder really is. What happens next isn't a fight. It's an extermination. Kalen moves like nothing I've ever seen. My Valkor warriors fight with honorable, practiced forms, a deadly ballet passed down through generations. Kalen fights like a rock slide. There's no art to it, only brutal, devastating efficiency. He uses the iron club to shatter another pirate's knee, then swings it up to crush the throat of a third who was aiming his rifle. It's a blur of vicious, precise movements. He drops the club, steps inside the reach of a pirate's blade, and his hands move in a sequence too fast to follow. One hand parries the pirate's weapon arm. The other, rigid and straight, strikes the alien's throat. The Cathar just collapses, gagging, his eyes wide with disbelief. Two more pirates open fire. Kalen doesn't even try to dodge. He dives into the gunfire, using the body of the falling pirate as a shield. Slugs thud into the corpse. He comes up from the roll holding the dead pirate's rifle. He doesn't shoulder it like a trained marksman. He fires from the hip. Controlled, two-shot bursts that find their targets with sickening accuracy. Head, chest, head, head, 4 pirates down in 4 seconds. His movements are tactical, not just physical. He never stops. He uses the room's ornate furniture for cover, drawing their fire, flanking them, creating absolute chaos. He is a whirlwind of violence, fighting with the savagery of a cornered beast but the cold, calculating mind of a grandmaster. Vorlag, my last guard, is locked in a desperate fight with the pirate captain, a monster twice Kalen's size. The captain parries Vorlag's pike and lands a heavy blow, sending my guard staggering. The pirate raises his axe for the killing blow. No! I scream. A single shot rings out. The axe clatters from the pirate captain's now useless hand. He stares stupidly at the ragged hole in his palm, then turns and roars in fury at Kalen. Kalen drops the empty rifle and calmly walks toward the giant. The captain charges, a freight train of pure muscle and rage. Kalen just waits. He waits until the very last possible second, and then simply sidesteps. It's a small, elegant movement. The pirate, overcommitted, stumbles past. Kalen's foot shoots out, not a kick, but a precise, brutal stomp to the back of the pirate's knee. The leg buckles with a sound like a tree branch snapping in a gale. As the captain goes down roaring, Kalen is already on him, wrapping an arm around the Cathar's thick neck, planting his feet and twisting. A final, definitive crack echoes in the sudden silence. The massive body goes limp. Kalen stands over the corpse, breathing just a little heavily, his simple suit splattered with alien blood. The whole thing took less than a minute. 12 hardened pirates, slaughtered. Conclusion, he turns to look at me, and for a terrifying second that predator is still in his eyes. It's a cold, ancient fire, the look of a creature born on a world of unending conflict, where just surviving another day is a victory. That is what it means to be a Death Worlder. It isn't about being strong. It's about being unbreakable. It's an entire species forged in a planetary war zone with resilience etched into their very genes. Then he blinks, and the killer is gone. Just like that, the quiet, gentle man I married is back. He walks over, his eyes scanning me for injuries. "Are you all right?" he asks, his voice soft again, as if he didn't just single-handedly dismantle a pirate boarding party. All I can do is nod, my Homet steel dagger feeling like a child's toy in my hand. I just stare at him. This impossible human. My father didn't send me a lamb for the slaughter. He sent me a wolf. No, not a wolf. A tiger. a creature that walks with quiet grace but conceals the power to tear gods apart. This marriage was supposed to end a war. But as I look at my husband, this stone-cold soldier in a diplomat's suit, I realize I haven't just married a man. I've allied my people with a force of nature, and I'm left with one universe-shattering question. What else is his species truly capable of?